two, 1, 2, 3. musicwithryan.com, and for today's lesson we're going to go over the holiday tune Jingle Bells in the key of G. Now this is a beginning intermediate arrangement, I would say, but the kind of the way I wrote this arrangement was to work on your double stops. And if you don't know what that means, it simply means to play two notes at one time, a double stop. And this lesson is chock full of it, so while the rhythm of the lead part, that is pretty easy, pretty basic, nothing too tricky, not much syncopation or anything, really straight ahead. But the double stops, they're all over the place in a few different positions, and so it's going to be kind of a challenge to have nice tone and clarity in those double stops, and just really working on them throughout the whole piece. And you can apply this to other songs, hopefully, as well. So this is a preview lesson for the full-length version available over at my website. If you hop on over there, you can check out all the material I have available. It's growing all the time. For this lesson, though, it'll come with 30 minutes of video, PDF tabs, and 3 practice tracks so you can work your way up to performance speed. At the end of the lesson, I also play a live performance of me, slow and medium tempo, me playing through the whole piece, just me and the guitar up close so you can kind of see it and hear it. I'm trying to give you everything I can to master this arrangement. So if you like the way this is going, I encourage you to check out my stuff, subscribe to the page, make a comment on the video. For now, we're going to walk through Jingle Bells in the key of G. Thanks for watching. Alright, so let's go ahead and walk through Jingle Bells here in the key of G. Again, we're going to be using a lot of double stops throughout this piece. Alright, I'm going to play the first 4 measures, and then we'll break them down. So, it starts on beat 4, a couple of 8th notes there. 1, 2, 3. Then again, 2, ready, go. So as you see, we're going to be doing that a lot. Alright, so get used to this little shape here, and what it is first finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the G string. And then I'm going to be going down to still staying on the 3rd fret of the B, but changing my fingers, and then 2nd finger is going to be going to the G string on the 2nd fret. So, and then open G and B. So there's a couple different ways to kind of do that double stop move, but that's the way I'm going to do throughout most of the piece. We might change it up a bit, but in general, that's how we'll do it. So, first measure there. So 8th notes on the D string, and then quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. Okay, and you kind of got to hit those double stops just right. You got to kind of have an equal attack on both strings. And the tendency is, and sometimes still when I'm not warmed up, is to bring one of the notes more forward than the other, or just make it sound disproportionate in volume. Maybe the melody note is not as loud as it could be, or I try to make them both sound pretty much equal. I try to attack them equally, so that'll take a little time in the right hand, a little finesse, if you will. And then the next measure is just open D and then some strums. And that's all the same as the first measure. Everything is pretty much just kind of repeated there. So from the beginning, 2, 3. Again. So really just getting used to this. And sometimes I hit that open D in there in my right hand, which isn't the end of the world, but I really just want to get just those 3 or 2. Once you get comfortable with the finger positions and the timing, then you can do you can slide into that 3/4 double stop there. Okay. I usually start at the 1 and 2 and then slide to 3 and 4. And it's really quick. We can make these 8th note slides and some other things, but it's a really quick slide. Or you can even go 2 to 3 to 3 to 4. Some people, if they're not used to sliding, they can get kind of sloppy, but I keep missing that open D there. But I think you get the idea. I was just 1 fret slide, okay? So you can do that when you get comfortable. All right, let's move on to the next 4 measures. Heading to the C chord, and it sounds like this. 2, ready, go. Alright, like I said, bunch more double stops. Let's do that again. 3, 4. So that first measure is just pretty much all within the C chord there. And I'm just going to, I guess you call it triple stop, those 3 notes, the D, the G, and the B. And just within the C chord. And then a couple of strums. And then 8th notes on that D string. So that's all it is. 2 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then back to the D string there, where you're at. Now some different double stops. And that's both on the 5th fret, G string, 2nd finger, G string, 5th fret, 3rd finger, B string, 5th fret. And we're going to walk it down, kind of the double stops that we just did. So this is kind of a C chord, G chord, and D chord, kind of all over top the C there, which I don't want to make it sound too confusing, but it just all works out. Those 2 measures, 3, 4. And you see I slid into that. So when you get comfortable, you can start to add some more slides. Kind of makes the playing sound a little, just more slick, I guess, or smooth. Yeah, kind of swells up the playing a little bit instead of just, we can add a little bit of expression, I guess. then I went into this little D, 4th fret of the D string, and then I played my D chord. This is a little D shape with the F sharp in the bass. So I'm just barring and then 2nd finger on the B string in the 3rd fret. Just another way to play D. And when I'm working